Batna, I think we already discussed that in depth. The best alternative to a negotiated agreement. It's basically the deal that you have if everything else fails. So if you're going to know that your contract is up in a half year time, then it's better to find another job within that period. Maybe that job will not be the job that you really want, but it will be a lot easier to negotiate if you have a Batna, if you have an alternative. If you don't have any alternative, then basically you have to negotiate with your back against the wall, which will not give you a lot of leeway. If the other side figures out that you don't have a Batna, then you have a chance that you will need to agree to a very terrible deal.
It is very difficult to negotiate for like sort of kind of current my offer, my deal for the advisor's job. How much money I need to offer them, how much money they will accept me. This is very difficult.
Right.
This is Batna is.
Batna is very important. Yeah.
But my case is Batna is very much diversified.
Right.
Right. Oh, I understand.
Right.
Okay. We understand. Very
Right. Okay. So Batna. All right. So we understand what that is. Let's move on. So just like we did before, you're going to make this sheet, and you can say, okay, what is my deal objective? What is our side? What is their side? And you say, okay, so I want to get, for example, regarding price, our real base price is this, and the other side's real base price is probably that. So I have a real base price if I'm selling the car of 3.2. That's my real base. My aspiration is 4. The other side says, okay, well, probably I assume that they are willing to pay me about 3.8. That's probably they will not pay more than that.
Aspiration.
No, the aspiration is they want to buy it for 3.
3.8 is the buyer's real base.
So okay, so let's say that
what is 3.8?
My real base might be. I'm the seller, right? So I'm our. So
real base 3.2.
I'm my real base is 3.2, right? So that's what I can get from somebody else. But I want to sell it for 4. Now the other side.
Which one? 3.8 you said. Which one?
3.8 is their side. Their side. They have a real base. They say, okay, well, they will not pay me. Probably they will not be paying me more than 3.8. They cannot afford to. They will. If they need to pay more than 3.8, they will not take the deal for sure, right? So that's their real base. But
buyer side.
Buyer side. And
why 3.8? You said.
That's my assumption, based on their budget, what other alternatives there are in the market. So I think that they probably are not going to pay more than 3.8. All right, looking at the current market price for these kind of cars, if I look at internet and I look at these cars that other people are offering, then it's a pretty good to assume. It's pretty clear to assume that the market price at the moment is somewhere about 3.8. So it's very likely that this person has a Batna that is around 3.8. So there are a lot of cars similar to mine that I have on sale that they can buy for 3.8. But I assume that their aspiration level will be somewhere close to 3 million, right? So you have my real base and my aspiration versus their real base and their aspiration, and there's a kind of like room where you can strike a price. So you will never be able to
you said
get
their base is aspiration 3.0.
Yeah, the aspiration is 3.0.
Oh, so our side is maybe 3.6.
Our side, our aspiration, no, it's probably 4.
4.
Well, okay, it could be 3.6.
How about Batna?
Batna is 3.2.
Oh, 3.2. Our side.
Yes.
Their side?
Their Batna is 3.8.
3.8.
So if you would write this into the sheet, you would see that basically we have.
Okay, I understand well.
Okay, all right. Then don't need to do it. So you have this price. That's Batna. That's the top price, and then you have Aspiration, and you need to negotiate somewhere between that space between my Batna and their Aspiration.
How
price.
much their aspiration?
Their Aspiration price is 3.
Oh, 3.
So we have a price. So we have my real base is 3.2, right? So this is 3, 3.2, 3.6, 3.8, 4. My aspiration is 4. That's my aspiration price. Aspiration 1. And my Batna is 3.2. That's the price that I can get from another person I know that he will buy it. So that is my real base price. 1. Then the other side, I assume that their Batna, so their real base price is probably somewhere around here. But their aspiration price is somewhere around here. Oh, tum. So probably we will need to come up with this is our price negotiation. Now, how are we going to make this how are we going to make this into a deal? Then we probably need to get our price needs to come somewhere here, but then we have all kinds of other elements that we can put into this equation. So, for example, we can talk about financing, we can talk about accessories, we can talk about warranties, we can talk about all these other things that we can add to this deal to actually move up and down between this price range. Then, these are our assumptions, and during the negotiation we're going to adjust that, right? So if we are going to figure out that actually the other side has an alternative car that he can buy for 3.5, and we believe him, so we need to challenge that. So maybe what we can do, we can belittle them. Yeah, of course, but they have a different mileage, right? So this car only ran this. So basically, what we will then start to do as a tactic, we're going to belittle their alternatives, but that may or may not work. And if it doesn't work, then we may need to reduce our aspiration price to 3.6 in order to get the deal. All right. So looking at the Batna, and we're looking at the concession strategy. Are we going to set high and go down slowly, or are we going to basically take it or leave it into this into our deal or not? So this is again something you put on paper that you are going to validate your assumptions and try to work towards a deal, trying to map out, model your negotiation, put these price ranges on paper, and try to see, okay, where are we at and where do we want to go? So it's a kind of a typically Western way of thinking, very model-like, very abstract, trying to make something complex into something that is tangible, easy to understand and easy to decide. So that's what's happening on the Western side. I don't think this happens on the Japanese side of the negotiation.
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Batna is the same.
Okay. Yeah, Batna is the same.
Real base aspiration is the same.
Okay. But this is how they approach it?
No, like that. This is European style is so harsh. Japanese style is so calm, right? So mild. No harsh.
Well, I'm not really sure. I can really feel that the tactics are a little bit different. So maybe in Japan they would not get upset and try to ruffle feathers and things like that, but they can apply pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure to achieve exactly the same thing.
But in case of car sales, maybe they understand sellers' Batna.
Right. Because
Instead
there's a
of
market price.
American.
Yeah. Right.
Because American sellers' Batna is unknown because of the salesperson has allowances to sell.
Mm.
But Japanese companies, they don't give them sellers allowance.
Right.
So they get to know the. Also, Japanese people, they don't like kind of price negotiation.
Right.
So very narrow allowances, but the span is very narrow. Right?
Because they don't expect to be negotiated on price.
Yes.
Right.
So they're going to show us real price to sell.
Right.
Maybe some little bit, additional air conditioner and more higher grade or something.
Right.
That's all.
Right. So it's a kind of an offer, take it or leave it. But that's basically there's not much differentiation in price that you will get. Whether you buy the car here or there, or what kind of deal you can strike with the salesperson.
Yeah. So many cases we had better buy kind of sort of any kind of product are better in the States. It might be more cheaper than in Japan, like a PC and any kind of sort of things. Like if you're going to buy Yahoo or you're going to buy eBay, you can get more cheaper price
Right.
at eBay. But recently, eBay understand the Japanese price, so they closely contact. But beforehand, their prices so change, so big gap there, hard, but not.
Right. Okay. But this idea is clear. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is the workshop. So then moving to the next one, but it's 3:00, so maybe we should leave that one for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So maybe
We'll
if
leave it next week.
while you save the video, I will get
Okay.
some coffee.
Yeah. I'll do.
Uno-san said to me, 2 hours is enough for him, Uno-san. Otherwise, he burn out. burn out.
No. I fall asleep. I get bored.
Attention span of a 6-year-old, man.
Yeah, it's. I took a good sleep last night, so.